my lovely friends. Happy Saturday. Are we ready to get some productivity in? Welcome to my writing sprints. Welcome. Let me grab my things as I usually do. Hello. What's everyone going to be working on today? Hello, Nina. Hello, Amy. Welcome. Thank you guys for being here. This is lovely. What's everyone going to be working on today? I am going to be pulling out Aramount Book 2 for today, seeing what kind of work I can get done on it, which is very exciting. And that's kind of what's going to be going on. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to do some work. I've been thinking about this project for a little bit today and yesterday, so I'm in the mood to get things moving again on this project. I don't know whether I'm going to have to kind of like reread what I have. I really don't want to because NaNoWriMo, last time I worked on this, it was a hot mess. I will say there are a few chapters and a few moments in it that I really, really did enjoy, especially the beginning. I really liked that because I was like set up to do the beginning. But I kind of have to do some good thinking today. So we'll see where I end up going. Nina's going to be outlining their book. Very exciting. Which one are you working on today, Nina? I'm very intrigued. Amy's going to be setting up beta readers and reaching out to your cover designer that I'm outlining book 3. Oh my gosh, so many exciting things. And those of you who need to know, everybody needs to know, Amy's book is coming out May 30th. May 30th? Sure. It's at the end of May. It's called Shade of the Shadowlands. Hello, Angelica. Welcome to the stream. I also need to set up pre-orders for Shade of the Shadowlands. Remember this more than I thought. Whoops. Oh no. Question, actually. Do you set up your pre-orders? How long do you usually leave your pre-orders open for? Because I was reading Travis Baldry's blog post about like that he released with self-publishing Legends and Lattes. And he said that I think he opened it for a month, but he thinks that 2 weeks was good for that. And I was like, that's such a short timeline. Maybe that's just because I'm coming from a traditional publishing, being in this world of being a traditional, as a reader, being in the traditional publishing sphere. But yes, May 30th. Okay, good. Good. Wonderful. I love that. I haven't yet released when Second Story is going to be published because I was waiting on Goodreads to get their life together and add my book to their database, but that doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. So I feel like this week coming up will be the official release announcement, which is very exciting. I wanted to like have Goodreads set up so I could be like, hey, look, it's being released this day, and you can also add it on Goodreads. But I guess it's up on Storygraph, so people can add it on Storygraph at least. Working on my new YA contemporary about grief, mental health, and finding oneself through friendship. That sounds so lovely. Oh. I'm not exactly sure what I'll do for pre-orders. I did pre-orders for about a month with my first book, but I didn't do pre-orders for book 1 in the series. I need to look into it. Ah, gotcha. I am not sure what I'm going to be doing for mine. I'm trying to get Ingram Spark to work. I'm trying to sign up for Ingram Spark, but for some reason, their website's just not working for me. Every time I can log in and I can do a bunch of stuff on there, but I can't even do a bunch of stuff. I can do things on the website and then I can log in, but it gives me this like policy page that is like, then I have to hit either decline or agree. And when I hit agree, the page doesn't work anymore. Like the link doesn't function. It just loads and then it tells me that the page is broken. So I've reached out to their support. So hopefully that'll fix it. But it's been like that for 2 days, which I'm very mad about. But I want to like get into Ingram Spark and like figure out what's going on in there and like things that I can do. Because I feel like I wasn't going to go with Ingram Spark for a bit. Not for a bit. I wasn't going to go with Ingram Spark. I was just going to publish through KDP alone. But the whole thing is like A lot of places don't like buying from Amazon if they're doing like a bulk order, like bookstores or libraries and stuff like that don't really like buying from Amazon. So that was kind of like well, it doesn't really matter to me that much because I don't plan on going into bookstores, but it would be really nice if I could get into Kobo, which is the Canadian version essentially. It's through Indigo. If I could get into Kobo, that would be really fun. And I have a goal/dream to be a part of a book box. So I figured if I want to be a part of a book box with my book one day, I'm going to probably need to have it not be set up through Amazon. So I guess Ingram Spark is the way to go. Angelica's going to be working on a sequel on the last chapters. Oh my goodness, it's so exciting. Is it a fast draft? Are you first drafting it? Or are you like working on like a second, third draft? Or is it just brand new going into the sequel and you're coming to the end? Because that's so exciting. I always love coming to the end of stuff. Oh, it's so exciting. I'm going to set up our little tomato timer just so I have it on in the background here. Yeah, goodness me. I can't believe we're already like almost essentially halfway through February. What is going on? It is February 11th today. Where has this month gone? I don't know. Like, honestly, it's gone so quickly. Oh my gosh. I guess that's exciting though, because A Second Story is supposed to be back by the end of February in my hands. My editor said it was a 25-day turnaround, which is crazy. And so I'll have it before the end of February because I had it to her at the end of January. So before the end of February, very exciting. And I was planning out like timeline-wise stuff because I want to have 2 books published this year. I want to also do Project Luck. I want to have that out in the fall. So I was trying to figure out timeline last night and like how I would need to do things. And if I want it to be published in the month that I want it to be published in, I'm going to need to have to double work on both A Second Story and this one in like March and April, which is not ideal. It's not ideal for me. I don't like working on 2 projects at once because my brain doesn't like to focus on that, but I guess it'll be okay. Angelica says, this is the first draft. Hope to finish today and start revising tomorrow. I mean, you killing the game, Angelica. That's awesome. Also, I'd say take a break between first draft and going back in because you need to get some distance from your story. Take at least a week break and then dive back into revisions so that you're distanced from the story a little bit so you can go in with fresh eyes. That's what I always say about revising, going into revisions. But I mean, you know yourself best. So that's exciting though. Hopefully you do get to finish today. Maybe you'll finish in the stream. That would be wild. That would be so cool. Anyway, speaking of stream, let's roll and see how things are. Whoop! I just rolled a nat 20. Oh my god. Okay, so we can either sprint for 20 minutes or we can sprint for 26 minutes for our first sprint. Which one would you guys rather sprint for? I rolled a nat 20. That's amazing. My buddy editor's book for next week. Oh my god, that's gonna have to be a fast revision. Oh, holy man. Oh, that's a tight timeline. Oh my gosh, well, I wish you luck. Man, look at you guys all coming in with 20s right off the top. Okay. A 20-minute sprint for our first sprint of the day. A little warm-up sprint. All right. Let me set up our little thing here. All right, friends. All right, let's get into it. Let's see how things go, and we'll see how this very first sprint of the stream goes. I will see y'all in 20 minutes. Happy sprinting. Just like that, my friends, first sprint is done. How are we doing? How do we feel? How are you guys liking your works in progress? How are things going? I don't even know how many words I just wrote. 745 words. Okay. I kind of like looked through the beginning few chapters because on my Scrivener, which is what I'm currently working on, I have in my zero draft folder here, I have a bunch of, you cannot see, it is so bright. Let's lower that. There we go. I have a bunch of like cue card things for every scene. Where is my mouse? So I kind of read through a bunch of the beginning ones just to make sure that like the trajectory of my story was still going the way that I wanted it to. And then I dove back into a chapter that I had been working on previously. I think it was last week. Dove back into that so that I could, rewrite it in a way, get into the story more. So I think the beginning of this book is going to be pretty much the same as I had it in my zero draft. I'm just kind of massaging it a little bit just to make sure that it's flowing the right way. I'm literally only 3 chapters in though, so what can I say? I'm like I'm not even at 4,000 words yet. I'm almost there, 3,983 words in this draft. It's very, very tiny so far. Nina did some outlining on some of the Save the Cat Beat sheet. Heck yeah. Oh my god, it's been so long since I've used the Save the Cat Beat sheet. Whoa. I was just taken back. I think the last time I used the Save the Cat Beat sheet was when I did, when I outlined my middle grade. Yeah, when I outlined my middle grade. I was in the habit around that time of using Save the Cat. And I used it so much and I like studied that book so much that it's built into my brain now, so I know the beats pretty well. At least like enough to when I'm reading stories, I can usually catch the main beats and stuff like that. But the last time I actually like outlined a work or worked on, I haven't really actually properly outlined anything in a while. I have like taken on a different kind of outlining since using Save the Cat. I do chapter by chapter, scene by scene, kind of like what I want to happen in the story. And as long as things kind of kick into gear in the right spots, things good. It's different with my cozy fantasy stuff than it is with my like epic fantasy, like Project Dragon, which I haven't worked on in a little bit, in a long time. I need to pick that back up soon. But again, that one was more of just me being like, okay, let me see if I can brain dump all of this into a Scrivener file or like a Word file, just like jot note, and then kind of see. Because that one's interesting. That one is a multi-POV. And I wanted to make sure that the midpoints of each storyline in there all match. So it was one of those things that I just, I've studied story structure for so long. It's in my bones at this point, but I loved Save the Cat. Honestly, that book is like my writing Bible. I don't know what I did with it. It's somewhere in my apartment, but I can guarantee you it's not on my shelves. Angelica got a chapter done. I have a thorough outline I'm working off, so it's not so bad. Also, I already revised the first half of the book, so I should be fine for this last half. Oh, that's so exciting, Angelica. Congrats! Oh my god, you're so close. I want you to finish it in this stream. I want you to finish this draft in the stream. I really do. Amy's ready to do some outlining. Heck yes, you got all your like admin stuff done. Look at you, Amy. Look at how much stuff you just did in 20 minutes. I love it. Guys, we're so good today. Look at us. So excited. Originally I had on this banner, I had how are you liking, instead of how are you liking your whip, I have like something about the last line, but I think I'll leave that question until the next sprint. But yes, how are you liking it? How are the vibes right now in your whip? That's probably a better question. Let me change this. Hold on. What are your whip vibes? I like that. What are your work in progress's vibes? I would like to know. That'd be amazing. It really would be. It would be so fun. Oh my goodness. I love it. It's been so long since I've like finished something or had someone else finish a project in a stream of mine, but I love when it happens. I love it so much. Actually, I remember when I was first kind of foraying into AuthorTube and stuff like that, I was on Sarah Sutton's stream back before she was before she had even had like 1,000 followers on her or subscribers on YouTube years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago at this point. It was a good time. It was right around the time where I was like becoming friends with her, and I had finished my draft for Project Dream on her stream. And it was so exciting to actually be able to finish it with other people because I've never done that before. Writing is such a solitary activity. So being able to do stuff like this and like, you know, have people around you to celebrate the little things and the really big things is very exciting. And it feels like you're not so alone because writing is such a solitary thing. Oh my God. Absolutely. It's very cozy and tragic. Oh, that hits. I love that, Nina. Cozy yet tragic. I love it. I love it so much. I always like following your like escapades on Instagram. They make me laugh. Just like the fact that you get ideas. You have so many ideas, Nina. It's ridiculous. How do you get that many ideas? I went through like a season of my life where I kept getting all of these like story ideas, and I have a Scrivener file on my computer with all those like little tiny bits of story ideas written in, because one day I will revisit that folder and look into it and see if there's a story in there that I want to tackle. But you just have so many ideas all the time. I love it. I love following your Instagram. I have 2 blue characters. One works at a flower shop and the other at a bookstore. Oh my God! Are you writing a book about my small town set by the sea? Are you writing a book in the same town that I am? Oh my God, that's so amazing. Mine's fantasy, so probably not, but that's so funny. Our second story is about 2 people who come into a small town by the sea and end up buying a bookstore together. So like similarities, except yours is tragic. Mine is just cozy fantasy. I love that. Oh my God, tell me that the flower shop and the bookstore owner have a romance, because that would be adorable. That would be really, truly adorable. I love that. Oh my God, that's so exciting. But yes, I'd love to know the vibes of y'all's whips. Currently, the vibes of this whip are autumnal vibes, which is very strange for me to write right now, because where I am, we just came out of like a -30 to -40 cold snap Celsius, and we are now in a it's like 1 degree. And things are starting to melt, which is, I hate this. I hate the wishy-washy weather. Just keep us in a deep freeze until the end of February, please. But that rhymed. But yeah, it's weird to write an autumnal book in the beginning of the year heading into spring, but that is what I'm working on. Vibes are, how can I paint a word picture? Dark, like kind of sparsely lit with like the warm yellow lighting of a tavern with like before electricity kind of a thing. Except in this tavern there are arcane lights rather than like oil lanterns, but it's the same lighting vibe. And we have an extremely beautiful, muscly, huge woman in the corner with a lute in hand, and she's currently serenading the crowd as a beautifully curvy green woman is by the bar falling in love with her because sapphic. But those are the vibes. The like kind of grimy, gringy, almost sepia toned filter of a bar. Everyone's kind of in like cozier sweaters, and there's a couple people from the port who've come in, so they like are in those like fisherman clothes. That kind of a vibe, you know? That's the vibe right now. Whew, they don't actually wear robes, but they're helping each other through a tough time and becoming best friends. That's perfect. The best friend thing, perfect. I love that. The flower shop coverage is a cafe with a perfect. I love it, Nina. It's perfect. I love it so much. Oh my God. Where is it here? I really wanted to write something about a romance between the main characters, but I cannot write romance at all. You know what? As someone who has never lived a romance, and the only thing that I've ever lived is the right person, wrong time trope, which is very, very, very painful. I see that. I remember I wrote a short story that was published in my university's like undergraduate lit mag that we had, and I remember reading it out to my friends as I was like editing it before it was published. And one of my friends who has been in a relationship with her boyfriend for like, I think it's on 6 years this year, and she was just like, you do realize that people just in romantic relationships don't say that to each other, right? Like this is not this is not what we do. And I was like, Sophie, it's what we do in my brain, okay? It's what people do in my head, please. But I think because I am such a, perpetually single, has been single for 25 years minus a month, it's just like, I feel like I'm getting better at writing romance. Maybe it's because I have like a really, really cynical brain. I'm such a cynic, but I also am such a romantic. So I just want to write all the people in love. I have yet to be able to actually write a like burgeoning romance. So that's what this book is. Project Luck, book 2 in the Airmount book series, is a burgeoning sapphic romance. So I'm hoping that I can get the pining across really well, and the like, that kind of a thing. It's also dual point of view, so we get like both sides of the equation, which is very exciting because I love when romance books have like the 2 point of views and you can see that they're both pining for each other equally. Oh, it makes me so happy. But I'm very excited to be diving into this story again and getting better acquainted with it. I love that though. The one thing that I cannot write, smut. I've tried. I just don't ever think I'm ever going to include it in a book. I say that now, maybe one day, but like my one friend is like, you should really include smut in your books. And I'm like, my guy, I don't think I can. And they're like, please. And I'm like, dude, I don't think you want to read my smut. It's not that good. So I think you got to be a special kind of person to be able to write smutty scenes, And to be able to write them and not get like absolutely in your own head about it, Anyways, this is just me rambling. It's just me rambling. Let's start our second sprint, shall we? I will roll and we will pick our next time frame. A few steamy scenes in Shade of the Shadowlands. You know what? I think your book is YA, right? So like I assume it's not fully like erotica on the page. So there's something really special. And I was having a conversation about this vaguely with my friends recently about how like romantic and chemistry filled old movies are. And I think it's because there is I don't know, and especially in old TV shows and movies and stuff, because back then, like having sex on screen was very taboo, right? Like it just wasn't a thing. You just didn't have sex on screen. You didn't really talk about it that much. And now all of the TV shows have sex. All of the movies have them. And so I feel like now the chemistry between characters on screen is not the same as it used to be, Like I want the kind of chemistry and like the bubbles and like the butterflies in your stomach that comes with the like Mr. Darcy touching Elizabeth's hand accidentally because like back in the day you weren't supposed to touch each other, right? Like I want that kind of chemistry. And you see that in old movies. Like, we were talking about The Sound of Music with Julie Andrews and the guy that I can't remember his name of. But like the chemistry, the sexual chemistry is raw and leaping off the page. So like I want that kind of chemistry when I write. I want that like banter. I want the ability to like really get that across without using sex as a crutch, because I feel like we use it too much as a crutch in media these days. There's another rant for you. I'm sorry I used your comment for that, Amy. Reading sex written into it, but it wasn't explicit. Yeah, I mean, there's people get so up in arms about sex too in like young adult books. And listen, like kids are having sex, they're talking about sex. It's fine. It's fine. As long as it's not like erotica, you're good. And as long as it's like safe and well done and like teaching the kids about being safe, we love it. I love a good slow burn. I want to get the band through in that almost touch moment. Yes, it does. It's like the anticipation before a kiss. You know, like that moment when you're like, will they, won't they? Christopher Plummer, that's his name. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Thank you for that. Oh my God. My friend's grandma went to school with Christopher Plummer. Fun fact. Anyways, okay. Oh my God. How does a 28-minute sprint sound? I rolled pretty low, so that's a cumulative of all 3 dice. 28 minutes for our second sprint of the day. Oh my God. I'm on a rage today, apparently. Also, as a reiteration, I say every time, if the music bothers y'all, I can turn it off. I can change the song. Y'all let me know how you like it. If it's too loud, I can lower it. Y'all let me know about that. Yeah, are we ready for a 28-minute sprint, my friends? A little longer than our previous one, getting us closer to the 30-minute mark. My hands feel numb today. They're like achy numb. I don't like that. I had a piano lesson this morning, so that's probably why. And I'm playing a song that's like a lot. I don't understand. Siri, get out of here. It's like a lot of stretching, and I broke my hand in 2020, so getting some of these fingers here up to par again with stretching is painful. But like the joints are hurting. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna run with 28-minute sprint, my friends, if y'all are okay with that. And I'll see ya in almost a half hour. Happy sprinting, my friends. All right, that's that. End of the second sprint. Let's do that banner instead. How are we feeling, friends? Excuse me. Whew. Nina outlined a couple of chapters and dramatically sang along to your music. That's the only way to sing along to your music, truly. You got to do it dramatically, like you're doing your own stage show. Of course. That was me yesterday when I was trying to finish up work. I was listening to some music and just like singing at the top of my lungs. My poor neighbors. Amy says it's pretty slow moving, but it's going. I love to hear it. In answer to my own question, what was the last line you wrote? Emmett, she breathed, stepping into the stable stationed a little ways out of the city. That is the last line I wrote. It's so innocuous. I have almost hit 5K. We're sitting at 4,986 words. I think I wrote like 1,000 words that sprint, which is great. Almost exactly. Love to see it. We're cruising right along. Cruising. As I said, though, the beginning of this draft is good. I enjoy the beginning of the draft. So it's mainly the middle and the end that I need to work on. So I got to get there to be able to work on it. Yikes. But yeah, everything's good. Everything's great. I'm realizing that this draft is probably going to have more Lottie chapters than Kier chapters, but that's okay. Lottie's the main character mostly, so I am outlining with the last line of the outline as of now. They have each other now! Oh, Nina! Shot right to the heart. That's so good. I love it. Oh my God, they have each other now. Oh, so good. Goodness me. Damn, that's so good. Holy man. Oh. Oh. Excuse me. Apparently my coffee's not kicking in yet. Or it has since left my system since I made it at 8:30 this morning. I have just a little bit of it left, which if that tells you anything about my coffee drinking habits, I milk these coffees all day. Yeah, gosh, I forgot how much I liked these first few chapters of getting into this story again, which is nice because liking the first chapters of my books is, pertinent to actually enjoying the books itself, because the first few chapters of a book are so important to like hook readers in and set the tone and whatever. So I'm glad that I'm liking these first few chapters. Why do I have this in my ear still? I'm not listening to anything. I have a live stream of not a live stream. I have a episode of Critical Role's Mighty Nine on the TV right now. Why am I watching Mighty Nine? I was watching Vox Machina last night. Just jumping around apparently. It's because yesterday morning, I found a video online of a compilation of really funny moments from Mighty Nine, and I was like, I want to watch the Mighty Nine now, so that's why I have it on. That makes sense. I forgot why I had it on. That's what I'm listening to. What are you guys listening to? Not bad. Proceed to call for my neighbor's side. Gosh, is your neighbor being mean? Because we hate that. None of my neighbors, not neither, I have multiple neighbors, have my number or really know my name. So the amount of screaming that I do when I'm watching TV shows, and D&D, my guys, I am sorry to all my neighbors, the noise that I make. I live in a concrete building though, so it's not as loud as it could be. It's pretty quiet. But yeah, what are you guys listening to? If you're listening to anything at all. I'm getting my hair done on Thursday and I'm excited. I'm going for a bit of a change. My hair also looks much redder in this live stream than it actually is. And I think it's because of the light. It's like a warm light, but yeah, that's not the color of my hair. That's wild. Anyways, sorry, I got distracted. You got distracted. Yeah, what are you guys listening to right now? Nina's listening to her project playlist. Was that AJR in that? Very, very nice. I love it. Center fruit basket. Thank you for checking out my property. I she don't want to talk about it. Oh, well, at least she wasn't being mean. That's lovely of you for sending her a fruit basket, though. That's really nice. I need a haircut. Yeah, I think because I have curly hair, I notice when things are off pretty easy and quick. It's not just like, it's like the layers in the back of my head are really long, so they no longer curl. So like when it's side point of view, it's very flat on the back usually. So I need it to have a little bit more shape because it's driving me crazy. And I think I'm gonna go shorter again. I haven't had like long hair since I was in high school. This is pretty much the longest that I've gone, or maybe a little bit longer at university, but yeah, I miss having my long hair, but like I was trying to actively grow out my hair now, and my hair just doesn't grow that fast, and I'm so annoyed with it. So we're going short again. And I'm gonna color it, which is exciting. I'm gonna color it a darker red, which I haven't colored my hair since 2015. Very exciting. I'm amped for some change. Well, no, I did color my hair once. When did I color my hair? It wasn't like an actual color. I wanted to do one of those like rose gold or like a peachy gold in my hair. And the hairdresser I had at the time was scared to do anything to my hair. So she did like a semi-permanent color, which was the only like peachy gold color that she could find in it. It barely showed up on my hair. So I don't think that counts. And it faded really, really fast. And that was 34 years ago at this point. Yeah. So this time around though, we're going different. Exciting. What are you guys currently reading? I'd also love to know that if you're reading anything at the moment. I am currently reading Leviathan Wakes by James A. Corey, which is the first of an epic sci-fi series, and Can't Spell Treason Without T, which is a cozy fantasy self-pub book that is eerily similar to mine. And every time I like hear more people coming out with their cozy fantasy books, like ahead of mine, there was another one called Curse of Cocktails, and I was just like, all of these are my concept is like this. Not exactly, obviously, because they wrote their own stories, but Can't Spell Treason Without T, the two main characters go to a town and open up a bookstore and a tea shop, but a bookstore. And in Curse of Cocktails, I think two queer men, I don't know if they're both gay, but two queer men, male romance, like open up a bar together. And I'm like, if you took those two concepts and squished them, that's mine. So I need to get my book out there. I need to get it published and ready. I got bored of my hair so quickly I dyed it black on a whim not too long ago and really want a haircut, but also not. I want change, but I also like my hair. I also got bangs on them. That is gutsy. I could never. The choice to do bangs on myself, to like trim my bangs, takes me a week to be able to like, okay, let me pull one of my hairs and meep the bottom because it's like getting in my eyes. But that's gutsy. I love it. Because I have curly hair, again, I can't change it up as much because I know, like I could easily, but I know what looks good on me. And there's only like a few ways that my hair actually looks good. It needs to be layered. It needs to be shaped. All that jazz. So that's exciting. I always love when people change up their hair a lot. Like people who change up their hair color a lot. I know it really damages their hair, but it looks really cool. Just about to start Babel. Oh, what a book. Babel. Oh, I love it. That book is a masterpiece. Oh, it's so good. Check trigger warnings. Get out of here, Siri. Why? Check trigger warnings before you go in, because it's a ride. But it is such a good ride. And it's a painful ride. It's very good. I love Babel. Babel. Yes. Speaking of, I randomly went and had my hair cut really short like Pixie. Everyone was so nervous because my hair was so long and I wasn't. Yeah. I mean, I think other people have issues with like you or other people changing their looks up because other people aren't comfortable with change like that, even if you are, as a person, more open to change or more like, just frivolous with your hair, because it's your hair. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. Like the people who have like an emotional attachment over their hair, I get it. I could never cut my hair off completely. I love my hair is most of my personality. So it's, it's hard, but I think it's fun to play with your hair. A couple of my friends have done all of the haircuts. They've shaved their heads. They've done bobs and perms and all that kind of stuff. So I love seeing it. I'm excited to get my hair dyed. It's been so long. Just finished Nick and Charlie by Alice Oseman. Oh, Nick and Charlie. I forgot that she wrote a book about her after her Heartstopper comics. That's cute. I hope you liked it. That's exciting though. Anyways, let me roll for our third sprint so we can get back on track. Ooh, okay. Alrighty. I can't do math. I cannot do math. Well, we can either sprint for 37 minutes or we can sprint for 26 minutes. What would you rather do? 26 or 37 minutes? What would you guys prefer to sprint for our third sprint of the day? Nina votes for 26. How about the rest of you? How long would you like to sprint for our third sprint of the day? 26 or 37, did I say? 37 minutes? I'm all right with both. I guess we're going to 26. I guess we're going 26. All right, friends. Let's get into it. Let's dive into our third sprint of the day. After this, we have one sprint left. Lots of productivity going on this Saturday. All right, my friends. Happy sprinting. Alrighty. Done our third sprint of the day. How are we feeling, friends? Third sprint done. Life is good. How many words am I at now? Oh, look at that. I've written 2,496 words today in this lovely stream. I'll have to see it. I am writing from a previously written draft as well, so, or at least previously written chapters. Excuse me, so it is going faster than it would be if I was just fast drafting, but I'll have to see it. The last sentence I wrote is, Lottie fell senseless for a moment as Emmett continued to work on her arm, and by the time she regained a semblance of consciousness, she was looking down at a neatly sutured wound, still oozing blood and sap in places right before it was hidden by a swath of clean cloth. I should clarify, she is an earth ganassi, flavored like a tree. She is covered in bark and has whorls of bark on her skin and stuff. And she's got some leaves around her as well. Her sister has more leaves in her hair, but Lottie has a couple as well because earth ganassi, why not? Or genasi, however you say it. But yeah, in this scene, she has reached a stable where she knows is stable hand for 8 because she's trying to escape a city that she has just robbed. And she got hit by an arrow, and he's fixing the arrow wound, essentially. So yeah, that was the scene. That sentence is long and egregious, but it's fine. It's fine. This is like draft 2. I can fix the sentences later. Right now, I need the story to be fixed. But yeah, how are you guys doing? How do you feel? How do you feel after that sprint, my friends? Do tell. We'll have one more today. Once all this is over with. And then I'm going to go back and sit on my couch for a bit before I decide to get my life together and make some dinner. I just pulled out some bacon. So I'm going to make some bacon to go in some rice that I made last night. I'm just going to add in some freshly made some bacon, put in some rice, and that'll be dinner. Easy dinner. It's easy when you make enough leftovers that you can just do whatever. But yeah, what are you guys? How you guys feeling so far in this lovely Saturday? I know there's a few of you still watching, lurking in the chat, being quiet. Yeah, I've got my Switch charging currently. One of my friends' boyfriends is trying to set me up with one of his coworkers, who I know her from previous. I met her when we went to Pride, all of us together, and she's a friend of a friend, and also a coworker of a friend, which is interesting. And he's trying to set me up with her, so they were like, you should watch some of her streams, because she's a Twitch streamer, and I watched one of her old streams because she wasn't streaming at the time, for Hades, the video game, and it got me wanting to play Hades again. So I did a run last night or the night before on my Switch, and it's been so long since I've played Hades that I had to get back used to it again. But it's one of those things that I don't know. The video game is easy to pick up, and I managed to do a full run all the way to the end, which I was very surprised about because usually I'm not that good at video games. But yeah, when I beat Hades for the first time, I was so happy with myself. I officially beat the game. I was so excited. And I know Hades layers on top of itself, so it's it continuous. It just keeps changing, which is really cool. I like that system. So it's one of those games you can just keep playing over and over and over. Very fun, so that's what I did. But yeah, I got my Switch charging. I'm planning on doing that a little later. As well, we'll see. I've hit the 5K mark in Project Luck. We'd love to see it. Very exciting. I need to kind of get the ball rolling with this project a little bit because I want to have this draft done by the end of March, send it to betas, and then hop over into a new editing phase before I then send it to an editor and get that process underway for this project. So hopefully this one goes pretty smoothly. I'm hoping it doesn't need more drafts than a second story did, because a second story needed 3, which is pretty good. Or it will need 4, I guess, because I'm getting it back from my editor, and I sent her draft 3. So once I have that back, it'll be 4 drafts. So I'm hoping that this one is also 4 drafts. Hopefully. This story is not going as smoothly as a second story did, though. I had that one basically set in stone by the time I was done the first draft. Not this one. This one, I didn't even finish the first draft before I started the second draft, because I did the first draft back for NaNoWriMo, and it just wasn't doing it. So, or I wasn't doing it, I guess is probably the way to say that. Anyways, friends, well, if none of you are going to chat with me in the comments, I guess we'll just roll for our next sprint then. Oh, I just noticed my computer is dying. Interesting. No, we'll be fine. We'll roll for our next sprint, our final sprint of the day. Okay, so we can sprint for 26 minutes. How does that sound, my friends? 26 minutes for our final sprint? Last sprint of the day. A nice solid 26 minute. I think that'll be a good, and well, we did 26 minutes last time, so look at that. Same roll, not the same numbers, but a similar roll. Love to see it. Anyways, alrighty, let's get into our 4th and final sprint of the day, the last sprint, and we'll round out our lovely Saturdays. All right, my friends, happy sprinting. goodness, that went really fast. How are we feeling, friends? How are we feeling? How's life? How was that sprint? Welcome, Grace, into the stream. You made it in time for the last sprint, at least. Trying to write a synopsis today. Got a crappy one done. Hey, crappy one's better than nothing, because you can always edit it to make it better. You can always edit it to make it better. That's awesome. Oh, God, synopses shouldn't exist. They are the bane of my existence. I have actually yet to write a proper synopsis for any of my stories. The closest I've come is writing a blurb for a second story. And even that was painful. Or my query for Project Dream. But that wasn't even, I didn't even do like querying for synopses agents. I didn't want to write a synopsis. I do have to eventually, but yeah, that's a brutal one. Anyways, I have officially written 3,103 words today during this stream. What a time. I've got 4 chapters down. We are 6,341 words into this draft, killing the game, closing in on that 10,000 word mark. I am nearly done this chapter, which is nice, because then this next chapter is a slice. A slice. It's gonna be fun. That was a lot of words. Yeah, it happens sometimes, especially because I'm writing from a previous draft, and kind of like editing a little bit as I go. It's a little different than fast drafting. Fast drafting sometimes doesn't go very fast for me, but I don't know, my brain works fast, so like the words do come quickly most days. Anyways, it's been incredibly productive. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. This has been a lovely Saturday as always. I will not be here next week because I'm going to be going up to my cabin and the Wi-Fi there is basically non-existent. So you will have to forgive me one weekend of streaming. I do hope you don't mind. But otherwise, I'll be here the following week after that. Back on a Saturday, ready to get some work done. But anyways, all right, my friends, I will catch you in another one very soon. Bye.